Serious truck savings? Head to Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland and check out these Chevrolet deals happening now. Drive home a 26 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom with up to $6,000 in rebates, now just $45,335. Need more features? Step into a 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT with up to $5,750 in rebates, now $52,040. Power, capability, and value, all backed by the Chevrolet name. See the lineup today at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, online at hurlchev.com.
If you're shopping for a banking institution, visit with Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, and Quinter, Kansas. The Equity Bank is heavily invested in local business and activities contributing in many ways back to their community. Their employees are involved with many organizations and area events. Plus, a lot of experience comes with that staff. You'll find valuable local assistance when you bank at the Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, Quinter, and other locations in Western Kansas. The Equity Bank, member FDIC.
With NWKS Radio News, I'm Connor Schuh. A statewide tornado drill in Kansas has been scheduled for next Wednesday, March 4th at 10 a.m. Central Time as part of the Severe Weather Awareness Week here in Kansas. It'll serve as an opportunity for Kansans to practice what to do in the event of a tornado as we close in on that season. One of the bigger western Kansas highways is getting work done, that being U.S. Highway 83 south of Garden City. A multi-million-dollar project is being put into place in the highway with plans to make it a Super 2 highway featuring side-by-side passing lanes. The Kansas Department of Transportation says highway access points will be consolidated, new turn lanes will be constructed, and lighting will be installed along the highway near south of Garden City. For these and other stories, go to nwksradio.net.
Today, similar to yesterday, will be sunny and warmer with highs in the lower 70s. Northwest winds will be lighter at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, skies will clear. Winds will turn to the southwest at 10 miles per hour, and lows will be 30 to 35. Tomorrow, colder Canadian air will get pulled south, first over the northern plains and eventually towards the tri-state area in the afternoon and evening. Skies will be mostly sunny, reaching 65 in McCook, up to 73 in Sharon Springs. Colder air surge overnight, drop the lows into the 20s. And then Sunday through Tuesday, an unsettled weather pattern with disturbances coming over the Rockies and northwestern flow will bring increasing chances for some rain and maybe even some snow. Sunday morning, there could be some light freezing drizzle. Temperatures in the 20s, highs in the 40 to 45 degree range. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with the chances for the rain, maybe snow, with highs in the 50s and lows in the 20s. This meteorologist Chris Schwamick at the NWKS Radio Weather Center.
Classic rock.
When fraud strikes, every second counts. At FNB Bank, we take your security seriously. Our local team monitors for suspicious activity and responds fast, so small issues don't turn into bigger problems. I'm Jessica Von Little at FNB Bank. We are your first line of defense, protecting you, your money, and your peace of mind. FNB Bank, local, trusted, here for you. Member FDIC.
When you gotta go, but there's nowhere to go, who you gonna call? Topside Portables and Pumping, that's who. Weddings, job sites, farm parties, they've got clean, reliable porta potties that don't stink, literally. And if your septic tank smells worse than last year's chili cook-off, they'll pump it out fast. No mess, no fuss. Family owned, Heartland values, always ready. Call 785-728-8089. That's 728-8089. Topside Portables and Pumping. When duty calls, they answer.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the insurance agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland, and let's get you covered. The insurance agency. Insurance the way it should be.
Are pests making your home or business uncomfortable? Call Pestaway in Goodland, Kansas, serving all of Northwest Kansas. They provide top-notch pest control services to keep your space safe and pest-free. From ants to rodents, termites to spiders, our expert team is here to help with effective, safe, and affordable pest control solutions. Don't wait. Call Pestaway today at 785-728-7166 for fast, reliable service. Your home or business deserves the best protection.
At Ray Community District Hospital and Clinic, they believe in promoting healthier living through compassionate quality care. From state-of-the-art maternity care to life-saving emergency services, their dedicated team is there for you and your family. Whether it's managing diabetes, navigating recovery, or receiving specialized treatments, they're committed to your well-being. Discover the difference a community-focused hospital can make. Visit rayhospital.org today to learn more. Ray Community District Hospital and Clinic. Your health, our priority.
You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4!
It's time for the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer.
Give me my cane. I'll show you how to play this game.
And Connor Schuh.
Slovakia probably sucks.
The High Plains only local sports talk show. Broadcasting live on Goodland's Rocket 102.5 and video streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Who's got it better than that? Nobody!
Covering it all from the preps.
Cowgirls hunting them, and they're finding them. Stargell with another 3.
To the pros.
Right side throw, touchdown! Kansas City!
The Blitz is presented by Pearl Chevrolet GMC, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware, and F&B Bank. Along with
Equity Bank of Hoxie, Quinter, and Grinnell, the Insurance Agency, Pestaway LLC, Topside Portables and Pumping, and the Farmer State Bank in Oakland.
Let's go to work.
Another 3 here for Jesus. No offensive board. Miller puts it up.
Nice
and
job,
one.
Jackson.
Jackson Miller muscling his way up through a Tyez foul. Mull dribbles right, fires a 3. Hits again. Braylon Mull with his 6th 3 of the game. And he has 20 points, the 8th time in his career.
And FIU rips it away. Mackey to Olenka, who slams it over net. Oh my goodness, the one-handed jam.
Smith up the right sideline on the dribble drive. Attacking the basket, getting to the rim. Throws up a wild shot and he made it. I don't know how he was able to power it through Scott's arms, but he did.
Here comes Michkov. He scores! Matvey Michkov wins it in overtime for Philadelphia. Warriors got to get it in. It's Braden Smith. He pulls for the win. No! And Michigan State gets the win at Mackey for the first time in 12 years.
Thank you, Sparty. Sincerely, Husker fan. That's all I can say. Thank you very much, Sparty.
Ohio State fans thankful as well. Hate Purdue.
It's a happy morning here on the Morning
Yes.
Blitz. Glad everybody's with us here on this February the 27th. It's the final show of February. Can you believe it? February's done. It's over.
Quick month.
Nope.
Quick month.
It always is. It's the fastest one. Don't know why it is. Well, I do know why it is. But
Leap year. Come on.
Yeah, leap year. Well, even if it wasn't a leap year, even if it was a leap year, still gonna be the shortest month.
This is
So
true.
we will be talking March, and that means March Madness. Great stuff coming up here in the month of March as we get there on Monday. But well, actually, it's pretty much Sunday, but we're going to say Monday here on the Morning Blitz. We'll get into March. But February's wrapping up here on the Morning Blitz. So everyone had a great Thursday. We're ready to roll on a Friday. A beautiful morning outside right now. Sunshine, 37, little crisp and cool. Temperature is going to reach into the upper 60s today, and we'll be in the upper 60s to, I don't know. There's going to be a chance of a cool down starting Sunday, lower 50s, and Monday maybe in the upper 40s. There could be a chance coming up here on next week of some possible precipitation. Once again,
Rain.
You know us on this show. We're not going to believe it until we see it. But according to the National Weather Service, there are chances of some rain, maybe even a little snow on Monday, and then some rain chances Monday into Tuesday, and then Tuesday even into Wednesday. Could we have a rainy week next week? Oh my gosh, I would love it. I love a rainy week. I don't know if I could do it all the time. Like I've always said, could I live in Seattle where it rains all the time? I don't know if I could.
I could.
Depressing? Because I don't know. I feel like I could, but then I think like if it was every day, would it be hard to do that?
I think it would eventually wear on you a little bit.
I think so. I think, I need my sunshine to kind of brighten my day a little bit, but I know I love rain. And because we don't get very much of it, it's really a treat when it does rain. Like when it rains, like I open up the windows of the house.
Oh, yeah. The smell of rain.
Let me smell rain. Let me hear the rain. All that stuff.
It's awesome.
Nothing better than a cloudy, rainy morning on Saturday when you're laying there in bed and you got nothing better to do. You're like, I'm just going to lay here and listen to the rain.
That's for sure.
Anyway, we got lots to get to here on the Morning Blitz. Appreciate you tuning in. Today's program, we will be Looking at what happened last night in high school basketball, the postseason resumed. 2A girls, 3A boys. It continues over the next couple of days with girls action tonight in 3A and boys in 2A. And then we've got 1A Division II semifinals. Next round getting started on Saturday. So we'll get to all that coming up here in our first segment, talking about games last night and what's on tap for tonight and this weekend. Picks of the weekend is back. We remain tied at this point in time in the season. We'll see if we can break that tie with another edition of Picks of the Weekend in segment 2. And we haven't done it in a while, so why not? A little 3 up, 3 down in segment 3 to close out a busy last week of February. But let's get things rolling. I say we start with the positive. I don't know about you. I'm always kind of a guy. I'd rather hear the bad news first and then end on a high note. But today we're going to start with the positive news of last night. There were multiple teams that advanced in the postseason. The Oakley Lady Plainsmen being one of them. Did you happen to see the score on this game? You're not going to believe. They put on a defensive performance for the ages. They shut down El Saline 46-10.
Jeez.
To 10. That's right.
It's not
Oakley
bad.
girls shut down El Saline 46-10. And the Hoxie girls, they blasted Sublet 77-28. Both of those teams advancing into the 2A girls semifinals of their sub-state.
I walked into the gym and I looked up at the scoreboard and I think it was 36-8.
So it was all at the event center. We didn't know this. It was just earlier. Okay.
Shout out to CW Cheney. He messaged me right after and was like, hey,
thanks,
it's at the event center. So shout out.
Thank you, CW. Appreciate that information. But yeah, anyway, you were walking in, you saw it was a big high score, I'm guessing.
What's that?
You said you were walking into the arena and what happened?
It was, I think I walked in, I look up at the scoreboard and I'm pretty sure the score was like 46-8. I couldn't believe my eyes, but it was, that's how it was the whole time because it was the second quarter, I think.
Oh, yeah. But Hoxie and Oakley girls, easy wins. They advance in the 2A semifinals. Hoxie will face Stanton County on Tuesday. I would guess that's going to be in Colby again. And then Oakley girls will be hosting Trigo on Tuesday, who pulled a minor upset last night over Wichita County in the first round. Sorry, Laura and Bill Bierman. And then Rollins County girls, they lost at Smith Center 45-28. I thought it'd be a closer score. It wasn't. I was wrong on that. Lady Buffs in their season at 12-10. And the Colby boys on positive news took care of Norton 67-54. Connor Schuh was there with coverage on 100.3 The Ride. What were some of the bullet points of last night's 13-point home victory over the Blue Jays? Revenge from just a few weeks ago.
Yes, and I'll go with what you like here. I'll talk negative first, but the first half was genuinely it was a little scary. We were getting hurt on the glass a little bit. It felt like Norton came in with a pretty similar energy like they had the last time these teams met, where it kind of felt like they out-hustled Colby to a win pretty much. And granted, Colby a little undermanned last time around and had almost everybody in their rotation. They did keep it to a 6-man rotation last night, though, but it worked. I mean, everyone kind of did their part. Everyone was scoring the ball pretty well. Jordan Jones erupted. He had 37 last night. They said 37. I'm pretty sure I had 39 in my scorebook. Not exactly sure, but I thought I saw 39. At any rate, a good scoring performance from him, and everyone else picked it up. Cody Wright and Josiah Hoppy were getting pretty aggressive on the offensive end, and the biggest thing was that Colby rebounded the ball well, which was something that they've struggled with all year despite their size. But last night it was not a problem, and the team as a whole was very aggressive on the glass, and there were some second chance points given up here and there, especially in that first half, but it felt like they really tightened things up in the second half. And I think they got up by about 9 or 10 points, and they kind of held it there for the entire third quarter. And after that, they really blew the doors open and kind of got to double digits and just kept it there. They got up by, I think, 16 at most at one point. So the final score was a little closer than I think it actually was, 67-54. But it was a pretty all-around dominant performance in the second half from Colby. I think it's a good sign going into Holcomb, which is a little scary for the second round game because you're going to Holcomb as well. And unfortunately, last time Colby traveled there, it wasn't pretty. I think it was a 30-point game. So hopefully fortune is a little different for a healthier and a little more refreshed Colby team. We'll see what happens.
Well, the thing is, great, nice win for Colby last night. Good to probably get that revenge after losing that game earlier in the season. But that's the hard part about especially Colby's side of the bracket is that you win that game and you draw the luck of playing one of the two best teams in the entire Larned Substate. I mean, Beloit being the one and Holcomb being the other at this point in time. And I got to go on the road to Holcomb, which will not be easy. It's a hard place to play. And I think Holcomb is motivated this year. Last year they had a tough year, one of the tougher years in the Chad Novak era, and they had an early postseason exit. They're on a mission this year. I mean, they blasted Cimarron in the first round 73-31. I mean, they put the hurting on them. And so they're on a mission, and that's going to be a tall task for Colby, but maybe Colby's size, because they have a little bit more size than Holcomb has, could play. I'll tell you one thing you got to try and do if you're Colby, I would assume.
Just have to slow him down.
Yeah, I was going to say, you need to play slow ball.
And
there's
so
no
hard to
clock.
do.
There's no shot clock now in postseason. So you can hold on to the ball as much as you want.
That's why I was surprised.
You got a Ben McCollum.
Yeah, I was surprised last night was even like a 67-54 game. I thought it would be a little lower. I was checking the other scores, and I think it was the Hoisington boys game. It was a 40-34 final. I was expecting a few more of those, but it was mostly pretty, I guess, normal scores last night from what I saw.
Was the officiating good last night? I got a text message on it saying it was good, I guess.
It was mostly good. There were a couple just like you're going to have in high school basketball every time, there's going to be a couple of calls that are a little weird, but I think it was mostly fine. There were definitely some head scratchers in there, but I don't think it's not the worst.
No, I mean, shoot, it's you can't. Once again, you can never really blame high school officials, can you? I mean, shoot.
I mean, that's about as part-time as a part-time job.
Yeah, exactly. And for the unfortunate stuff that just happens throughout because of the job, you don't get paid enough for that kind of stuff.
No.
But, Colby once again winners last night over Norton, 67-54. Once again, they will head to Holcomb on Tuesday in that semifinal sub-state game there. So. Look forward to seeing that. Drew Texan, I thought the shot clock was active in all classes besides 1A and 2A. I believe that is next year, Drew, not this year. This year, Drew, it is still, I think it is only 4 through 6A that the shot clock is active. Next year in 2027 is when the shot clock is active in 3A and 2A. And then it is 2028 when it goes to 1A for shot clock. So they're kind of phasing it in slowly but surely. But no shot clock in 3A basketball this postseason. So just a heads up for those out there like, where's the shot clock? Well, we don't have it this year. It's next year, starting the fall of the winter of 26 into the 27. That season is when it will be for 3A at least in 2A. Last night, the Goodland Cowboys basketball season came to an end. They made the long trek down to Southwestern Heights. The amazing thing is, we were there for 3 hours total. By the time we pulled into the gym and left the gym, we were there for 3 hours total. And it took longer to get there one way. It was,
of course. How was the drive?
It was long. Salute to Marty Lehman, the bus driver. He was fantastic, even though he took us on, what do I want to say? It was the scenic route. All right. It was okay. Nothing.
So are you a take the bus guy more often than you like to drive yourself?
I like to take the bus on weekdays or weeknights, because if you think about it, if you've got a late night getting back, so we got back at 11 o'clock, that means I probably would have had about an hour to an hour and a half worth of work, cutting up highlights, putting stuff together for the show, getting things ready to go putting the sports report together. That takes, probably a good hour and a half. So I wouldn't have gotten to bed until about 12:30. And instead I hit the pillow at like 11:45.
That is a good point.
So that is why I like to ride the bus, is because I can do work on the way back. So shout out to Marty Lehman, who drove us down there. Did a great job. Wonderful bus driving by him. And we got back safe and sound. Unfortunately, just not with the win. The season came to an end for the Cowboys. They lose 79-68 to Southwestern Heights. This game was funny in multiple ways, because It reminded me so much of the K-State Colorado game that we watched the night before, because Goodland got out to a 11-2 start. I mean, right out of the gate, bam, they make a couple of threes. They get a couple of offensive boards. They get a couple extra possessions. They force 3 consecutive turnovers out of Southwestern Heights. And I was visiting with Coach Raver post-game after all the thing was over, visiting just personally, and he goes, I thought we were up 11-2. Here we go. Yeah. And here comes Southwestern Heights. They kind of took a deep breath, called a timeout, got reset, and came out and started playing their game, which is getting paint touches, kicking out, shooting threes, and knocking them down. And so Goodland got out, and then here comes Southwestern Heights. They lead by 4 at the end of the first quarter. Goodland would hang around in the second quarter, trail by, I think it was 7 going into halftime, 40-33. Southwestern Heights scored as many points in the first half as St. John's University scored in the entire game the night before. Because, you see that St. John's UConn score?
It was a beatdown. It was like 30 points or something.
Yeah, they had 40 points in the game at St. John's. Well, Southwestern Heights had 40 points at halftime, which, by the way, was a season high allowed for the Cowboys in the first half defensively. So they shot the ball really well in the first half, did Southwestern Heights. And then the third quarter came, and the Cowboys responded, played great in the first 4 minutes of the quarter, took the lead, had a couple lead changes back and forth, but Southwestern Heights closed the third quarter on a 10-0 run, led by, I think, 6 or 8 there in the third. End of third, going into the fourth, and then the fourth quarter came. Goodland once again played great in the first 4 minutes, took the lead, but then Southwestern Heights finished the quarter on a little run and ended up winning there by 11, 79-68. Southwestern Heights has a very solid team. They've got a couple of nice post players, Isaac Emerine, who can finish inside really well. They got a great rebounder in Memo Tellez, and then they have these 2 underclassmen guards. Hayes Saucedo, who is the son of the head coach, Nefro Saucedo, is a 3-point marksman. He started 4 for 4 from 3. He was really good. And then he has a young man by the name of Roberto Segala, who is a sophomore, and that young man is good. Long, lanky. I mean this in the most positive way. He looks like a spider out there. He's got these really long arms and legs.
Young Kevin Durant.
Kind of. And he is out there, and he can shoot it. He can dribble it. He can drive it. They have these 2 underclassmen. They are very talented players. They're going to be some pains in the neck for the High Plains League and anybody having to face them for the next couple of years. They're pretty darn talented. And Omar Mercado was their best. He was their leading scorer last night with 23 points. But they had such great balance. They had 4 guys in double figures, had lots of other guys contribute with like 4-6 points. It was a great team offensive effort from Southwestern Heights. While Goodland, once again, the stat sheet was the same as it's been all season, and more on that in a moment. The Cowboys got great performances from Braylon Mole, who hit 7 3-pointers and finished with 25 points for the 8th time in his great career. And then over 20-plus points for the 8th time in his career. And then Connor Collett goes out and gets 25 points of his own. He had some miraculous finishes around the bucket. I mean, some high English shots that went in and some real big scoop to the hoops. I mean, there were some impressive shots made by Connor Collett. But the problem is the Cowboys didn't get enough production out of anybody else really offensively. They needed more from the bench. And if you want to look back at this season for Goodland Cowboy basketball, and the one thing that just stands in my mind is that the Cowboys that played in game 1, December 3rd through the 5th, whatever that first game was, the stat sheet looked pretty much identical to what it was, 3 months later at the end of February when the season ended. It didn't really change. The Cowboys got unbelievable performances out of Connor Collett and Braylon Mole, but everybody else just wasn't consistent enough offensively to really help the cause. And the Cowboys need more offensive depth to help their cause. That was the hard thing. When the Cowboys won games, they got a few more guys to contribute, whether it's Jackson Miller getting to double figures, or maybe they got a great performance out of Joseph Von Linnell, or Caleb Williams hit a couple of threes. It didn't have to be a lot. I mean, that was the thing. If the Cowboys could just have everyone who touched the floor score 4, 5, 6 points, it would have changed the outlook of this season dramatically. Unfortunately, it just didn't happen. They had 2 guys that were great scorers of the basketball and were relied upon to score a lot, and that really hurt them this entire season, in my opinion. Defense and they weren't as locked down defensively as they probably needed to be if they weren't going to score as many points throughout the course of the season. That's something they've got to improve upon. But I think that was the biggest thing I took away from this season, is that the Cowboys really didn't change. Teams change over the course of a season. They evolve. because certain guys, step up. Certain guys, their play drops down after a while. It was the same thing each and every night that we saw from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. And the difference was the reason why it worked in the beginning of the year is because nobody knew what to expect. It was kind of like a sneak attack, pow. And here they win 4 out of their first 6 or 5 of their first 7. And then they end up winning 5 games the rest of the season. And it's just because they could not find a way to get other people to provide points or anything, contribute at the level that they needed to. And that was the hard part. So Cowboys season comes to an end at 10-14 after a 79-68 loss. They have, Connor Collett's back next year as a junior. He'll be relied upon heavily, but the Cowboys the hard part, they didn't have enough other scoring around them. And now they're going to lose Braylon Mole, who accounted for 17 points per game, and they got to find how to replace those points too. So there is a massive mission in the offseason to find more offensive production from other guys not named Connor Collett. I would say that is probably goal number 1 for Cowboy basketball. Yeah. We have to find more pieces offensively if we are going to find success.
That's what I'm thinking about with Colby too.
Yeah, I mean it is. It's certainly. I mean Jordan Jones. I mean you got to replace 25 points a game,
plus Josiah Hoppe, Coben Curry, Cody Wright as well. All starters.
But you know what? They did it last year.
They did.
They lost everything last year, and
I got to say that's really impressive how they were able to turn it around like that and get production out of all those guys that didn't really play much last year.
Give a lot of credit to those guys who did not play a ton at the varsity level, come in and played very well at the played well at the varsity level, and contributed. And unfortunately for the Cowboys, they did not get that. They had one guy come in that didn't play any varsity and played, amazing. I mean, he's going to be probably honorable mention or second team. He should be second team all league in Connor Collett. But other than that, Braylon Mole stepped up his point production, but that was kind of expected. He was their most experienced player returning. But past that, they just didn't get enough other guys stepping up to help, particularly on the offensive end. And that's tough. But that's the way that season went this year for them. So once again, 79-68, Goodland has their season come to an end. They're in the first round of the seven. Earliest exit for Cowboy basketball in the postseason since 2022, 4 years. Earliest exit.
Wow.
And I did not look this up. I should have. I don't know why I didn't, but I think for Southwestern Knights, it had been a long time since they had won a postseason basketball game. I'm going to have to look that up during the break.
Might be one of their better years this year.
It could be. Certainly could be. But they rushed the floor after the game, so it made me think like, golly, maybe it's been a while since they've won at least a postseason game.
If they're court storming, it has to be. It has to have been a while.
I'm going to look that up during the break. I'm going to look that up. I can do some quick crack research on that. Plenty of games tonight. You've got Hoxie boys at Sterling. Tough one there. Very tough one. Unfortunately, Sterling's one of the best programs in the state. Rawlins County will host Sublette, and Oakley boys going to El Saline tonight. And then you've got Colby girls at Hoisington and Goodland girls hosting Norton. Any thoughts on Colby Hoisington tonight, real quickly?
I think it's going to be a close game based on common opponents. There have been a couple of games where Colby's beaten an opponent, but Hoisington lost to them, or Hoisington beat an opponent and Colby lost to them. So it's kind of a hard one to read with a team like Hoisington that you just haven't seen.
Yeah, I think it will be a close game. I think an 8-9 game. I think it will be very competitive. I'll be interested to hear what that gym is like for basketball. I've called volleyball in the Hoisington gym. You'll have to give me an update for basketball because it's a nice gym they have there at Hoisington. You'll have to give me an update. Look forward to
find out.
Goodland girls host Norton tonight. The Cowgirls handed Norton their largest margin of loss earlier at the topside tip-off this year, won by 23 or 34 points, I think is what it was. It was a pretty dominant win. If Goodland plays to their potential, they should be able to win this game pretty easily. That's no offense to Norton. Norton's got a younger team that they're trying to kind of groom for the next couple of years. So I expect Goodland to go out there and play with some energy and some intensity and take care of business against Norton tonight. And then we'll see if they've got to make the long trek down to Southwestern Heights or they get a host. God, that'd be amazing if that was the case. But I have a feeling another long bus trip is on the docket because I think Southwestern Heights girls are a pretty good group. And then don't forget, of course, Saturday, there is more basketball on tap. Boys, 1A, D1, and D2 games scheduled for Saturday. Weskin boys face Logan Palco here in Goodland. Wheatley Grinnell boys host Dighton. Wallace County boys will host Cheyenne. And Quinter boys host Lincoln. Boy, that's a long trip for Lincoln to get to Quinter for that semifinal game. But that's what's on tap for Saturday in high school basketball. Don't forget, of course, I should say that we cannot forget, of course, today, a humongous day. In fact, it's pretty much underway. State wrestling underway across the state of Kansas. 60 total wrestlers from kind of our Northwest Kansas listening area competing in either the 4A or the 3-1A state tournament. Hoxie, we visited with Mike Holiday yesterday. If you missed that interview, go back and listen to the podcast. He did a great job breaking down wrestlers from area. The big storylines to watch. First and foremost, Hoxie boys, 11 guys qualified for state. Can they capture their 6th consecutive state championship? I think so. And then you've got Colby boys and girls with great numbers going into the 4A. Should be interesting to see that. Oakley girls with 8 should have a chance to possibly, if everyone competes well, to bring home some team hardware too. So we'll see about all that. And of course, all the other individuals, seeing how good they can do at the either 4A state tournament at the Tony Pizza's Event Center in Salina or the 3-1A going on in Hayes at Gross Memorial Coliseum. Best of luck to all the state wrestlers taking the mat here either right now or later on today with the opening matches of the state wrestling tournament. So there you go. Quick look at local sports from yesterday and looking ahead to the next couple of days. Let's take our first break. When we come back, picks of the weekend. Connor Schuh's got our great slate. How many games we got on tap for today? Have you counted?
I think it's a baker's dozen today.
We love a good baker's dozen on this show. A baker's dozen of picks coming your way with picks of the weekend next here on the Morning Blitz.
It's time to step into premium capability at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland with strong GMC offers happening now. Get into a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation with up to $7,000 in rebates, now $51,150. And if you're ready for a full-size luxury, the 2026 GMC Yukon features 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. Bold design, professional-grade performance, GMC delivers power and refinement wherever the road takes you. Visit Earl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland today or online at earlchev.com.
Kick off 2026 ready for whatever winter brings. At Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby, they've got the gear to start the new year strong. Get organized with rugged storage totes. And when the snow starts falling, if it does, power through it with Ego and Craftsman snowblowers. Or if it's just the light stuff, blow it away with Ego leaf blowers. And don't forget ice melt to keep your sidewalk safe all season long. New year, winter ready. Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby. Helpful folks, trusted brands, and everything you need to get it done.
It's time for a check of the markets with the Anderson Trade Group on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network.
Good morning, this is Tom Saluda with the Anderson Trade Group with your overnight market report on February the 26th. In the overnight session, May corn was up 4 at 447, July up 3 at 454.5, and SEP up 2.5 at 455. May soybeans up 5.5 at 1169, July up 5 at 1181, and August up 4 at 1171. May KC wheat was up 14 at 576.5, July KC up 13.5 at 589.5, and SEP KC wheat up 13 at 604.25. The Dow Jones is currently down 500 points at 49,000. S&P is down 59 points at 6,861. NASDAQ is down 238 points at 24,842. Gold is up 45 points at 5,239. Silver is up 5 points at 92.5 an ounce. And crude oil is slightly up at 67.5 a barrel. If you're in the Colorado area and have any branch market or risk management questions, please call John Heinke or John Stiles at 970-744-4484. Or you can call the Overland Park office, myself, Tom Saludo, Jared Law, or Tyler Ghosh at 913-748-3000. Thank you.
The Anderson Trade Group, proud market partners with Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio. Find out more at andersongrain.com. The risk of loss through trading futures and or options is substantial, and each investor or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated, is not indicative of future results. The Anderson Trade Group has no guarantee that the advice given will result in profitable trades.
At Nutrient Egg Solutions, we're dedicated to helping you achieve your full potential by connecting you with the knowledge, tools, and solutions you need for success. Partner with our team of experts who are ready to tackle the unique challenges you face at each stage of the season with customized, whole acre solutions. Speak to your local crop consultant or visit us online at nutrieneggssolutions.com to learn how we can work toward feeding the future together.
Kansas Corn reminds you that E15 fuel is the right choice for every kind of driver. For the car enthusiast, E15 has higher octane. For the thrifty driver, E15 is priced lower than regular unleaded. For the nature lover, E15 provides cleaner air. For the shopper who buys local, E15 has more ethanol from our Kansas corn farms. Choose E15 for a higher octane, lower price, and cleaner American fuel. This message from the Kansas Corn Commission. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Want to be part of the Morning Blitz?
Sometime I'll give you a piece of my mind, like right now.
Send your thoughts to the F&B Bank text line at 785-899-2222.
All right, we continue on a Friday program here on the Morning Blitz. Continue to text us in, FB Bank text line, 785-899-2222. Appreciate all the thoughts and comments there. Busy weekend on the Diamond this weekend. You've got Colby Community College baseball at Northeastern for a doubleheader Saturday and Sunday. Colby Community College softball has 2 games against Otero Saturday and then hosts Northeastern on Sunday. So 2 doubleheader series at home for CCC softball. And a big weekend for local baseball teams. You've got Kansas, by the way, last night winning 8-7 over the Minnesota Golden Gophers. They have a 4-game weekend series up at Minneapolis inside the big old dome there. Because, they play their first few games, inside the U.S. Bank Stadium.
Have you seen clips of that? Because it looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've seen other teams play there too. It's definitely interesting.
Yes, looks very bizarre.
But they got a win last night. They're 6-2 on the season. They got 3 more games against Minnesota. K-State hosts Columbia starting this afternoon. That's the home opener. We got nice weather today for that series opener.
Play outside for that.
Absolutely. Nebraska with a fascinating series. They're on the road at number 7 Auburn for a weekend series.
Oh.
Big series for Nebraska. I mean, Nebraska always talks about it. Maybe and honestly could be.
No disrespect intended.
No, I mean it certainly could be. But if Nebraska always says they want to host a regional game. That's one of their main goals is host a regional game. If they're going to do that, they have to win this series.
Definitely.
One of the things they have to do is win this series. Not to take all 3, but they got to win this series.
It would help.
If you get a top 10 series pelt on your wall, you are sitting in a really good spot. But you got to win the series. It's huge.
As long as you're good in the Big Ten too.
Yeah, it's a portion of it. You're on the right path, is what I should say. You can't go then to the Big Ten and win only half your series because that ain't gonna happen. You aren't gonna do very good there either.
No.
So. Anyway, let's get rolling. Picks of the weekend. All right, we got a baker's dozen of picks. We're knotted up on the season, so let's break this tie.
We've got some fun stuff this week, as always. Let's kick it off with a little bit of NBA talk. A couple of games here, and as usual, we will begin with the Denver Nuggets, who are playing on the road tonight against the Thunder. This is going to be a really good game, I think. I'd probably be watching the Cavs game if I wasn't calling the game tonight, but this would be on in the background maybe. Thunder favored by 8.5 at home, and I think Shea is still hurt. I'm not 100% sure. I saw
he got cleared last night. He was cleared.
There you go. Good call. J-Dub, though, Jalen Williams, their second best player, still out, though. So something to think about.
Give me OKC. This is the first time I've gone against the Nuggets, so hopefully it doesn't hurt me.
8.5 is a big spread, too. I think I'm going to take the Nuggets to cover. I don't know if I necessarily want to say they win, but I think 8.5 is a big enough spread where I'm like, hey, I think they can get in there.
Okay. OKC, though.
In my humble opinion, you got OKC. I got the Nuggets to cover. Cavs at Pistons. I think this is going to be a good game. Pistons favored by 6.5 at home. I don't know.
Golly, tough game here. Cavs playing really good. Pistons, of course, have too. They were horrendous just a few years ago. The Pistons were horrendous.
Big turnaround.
Been a big turnaround for them. In honor of Connor Schuh, I'll take the Cavs.
There we go. Only problem is James Harden just got hurt. So
they have Donovan Mitchell.
We do have Donovan Mitchell. He can carry it himself. How soon we forget. I feel bad. I'm a bad Cavs fan for that.
What are you doing?
I'm picking.
They won before they had James Harden, so why would they not win without him?
We sure did. I think we're like 6-1 with him though, which is pretty nice.
That's nice to have.
I'm locking in a Cavs win though, so I'm with you there.
Cavs win.
Here's a fun Big Ten matchup. I think tonight, number 3 Michigan on the road, favored by 1.5 at number 10 Illinois. What a win this would be for the Fighting Illini.
This is a doozy. God, I would love to watch this game. This is going to be great. There's going to be a lot of big dunks by big men because those teams have got a lot of size.
A lot of threes from some big men.
What is the spread on this game? Do they have a spread? They have to have a spread.
1.5. Michigan's favored on the road.
I'm telling you, I don't know what the record is this year. I know Nebraska got them in the State Farm Arena, but they don't lose very much there. I'm going to take Keaton Wagler and Illinois to get this done at home. I'm going to take it.
Oh man. Okay.
I don't love the pick. I mean, gosh, it's jump ball.
Yeah. You know what? Michigan struggled against Minnesota last game out a little bit and only won by 10 only. And lost to Duke not long before that. I think Michigan, has a little bit of a fire under them more than a team typically would that's, this high up, only 2 losses on the year. I'm taking Michigan against my
Illinois is just as big and they shoot the 3 ball a lot more consistent than Michigan.
I know, but Michigan's more physical, and I think they spread the wealth a little bit better on offense. They both do a great job of getting a bunch of guys involved, but I think Michigan just a little bit better, and I don't know.
I can't wait to watch the Avisevich brothers against Mara and what is it?
Morris Johnson.
Morris Johnson Jr. Oh.
Hey, also, Morris Johnson Jr. transferred from Illinois.
That's true.
That's a
Let
little
the
homecoming.
bodies hit the floor. It's going to be big boy banging bodies down there.
Saw Jake Davis, Illinois forward, said that the crowd is going to be, they're going to be heckling Morris.
Hostile.
So
Hostile.
a player said it. This will be interesting. All right. ACC matchup, number 11 Virginia playing on the road at Cameron Indoor. Duke favored by 9.5.
Virginia always makes it tough, but I'm going to say Duke.
Okay. Spreads are always weird in basketball, even though I just picked one a couple of games ago. I'm going to say Virginia covers. You said it. I mean, they like to muck it up a little bit and just make things a little dirty. Even though they're more offensively inclined than Virginia teams are historically with Tony Bennett before Ryan Odom. But now they can score the rock a little bit better and play defense. So best of both worlds, Virginia covers, in my humble opinion. The best story in college basketball, I'm going to keep throwing them in this as long as I live. Number 21, Miami of Ohio. Favored by 11.5 on the road at Western Michigan. They are so close to sweeping the regular season. I think it's 2 or 3 games away. Please, God, do it.
I don't know how you can't go against them. So I'll take Red Hawks.
You know I'm right there too.
Yep, I know you are. So I think we got to go Red Hawks.
Easily. Western Michigan, I think I'd cry if they pulled an upset. I'd be very disappointed. How about your Huskers? Number 12 in the nation, playing on the road at USC. Fighting and clawing for the last hope at a tournament bid. They're on the outside of the bubble. Does Nebraska win by 10+?
USC is a hard team to pin down because they've looked really good at times this year and look like hot garbage at others. Nebraska is a pelt that every team on the West Coast wants in this West Coast swing between USC and UCLA because it would really help their tournament resume. Obviously, USC is going to play hard. I think Nebraska wins, but give me SC to cover.
Okay.
You said, is it 10 points? Is that the official spread or is that the Schuh spread?
That's the Schuh spread. It's a Saturday game. So, I mean, with those games, there's only ever a spread for the marquee matchups.
Right.
So, USC covers the 10.
Are you saying Nebraska's not marquee, Vegas? Come on now.
Not against USC.
Apparently not.
I think Nebraska covers the 10, and then they won by 10+. And also, thank you, Larry Fleming, for shouting out that Donovan Mitchell is out against Detroit.
Oh,
groin injury.
Really?
I think you can.
I have to change. I'm going Detroit.
Oh, you already said it.
Fine.
I'm not changing it.
Fine, lock it in. I don't care.
I
was given false information.
Well, it's too late now. You know what? You can revoke my Cavs fan card for missing that, though. That's bad. Not good. Bad look for me.
Yes, thank you.
We'll move on here. Here's a fun one. Number 14, Kansas at number 2, Arizona. Wildcats favored by 8.5 at home. And actually, I was going to have you guess the line, but I just said it.
Yeah, 8.5. I have it in front of me too. I'm going to take, golly, I'll take KU to cover the 8.5. I think it's close, but I think Arizona wins. Give me KU to cover.
Okay. I'm going to go safe and just pick Arizona to win here.
I think that's the safe bet. I would agree on that.
I often don't play these picks safe, so I'd like to just lock one in like that.
There you go.
And here's one of the most underrated rivalries probably in all of sport, and this is, I think, the last time it's going to be played as we know it. Number 9, Gonzaga, favored by 1.5 on the road at St. Mary's. This is the last time it's going to be a West Coast Conference matchup. Zags going to the Pac-12 next year.
They could probably play in the tournament, but this is
that.
the last time that Gonzaga plays at St. Mary's. Hostile environment. I'm going upset. Give me St. Mary's.
I like that. And with that said, I'm still taking Gonzaga. I think it's going to be close. St. Mary's is definitely going to give them a fight. They're an amazing program.
Great program.
They're probably making the tournament. They're on the bubble. They're close. But regardless, I'm taking Zags.
26-4 and on the bubble. Gosh, that's a hard life to live.
When you're in the West Coast, when you're in the West Coast Conference and you're not Gonzaga.
Yep. Give me the Gales. Give me the Gales.
Colorado at number 5, Houston.
What's the shoe spread here? Just said it.
We'll call it 15. I think that's fair because it's in Houston.
I still think it's low. I'll take Houston to cover.
That's low.
I love you. I'm totally fine with Colorado. Good basketball team. Houston is mad after losing at Kansas the way they did. They're going to come out on fire.
I get what you're saying. I think CU's hot though. I think they make it a closer game than that.
There's going to be some separation this weekend, I feel like.
I know. I'm trying to. Usually, whenever we separate, it ends up all coming back. Because I think we had a lot of different picks last week, and we still ended up with the same record.
That's true.
All right, we got a few more here. Number 16, Texas Tech at number 4, Iowa State. The Cyclones favored by 7.5.
I'm taking Iowa State at home. They were blown out at BYU this past weekend. They're back at home. Hilton Magic, baby. And once again, Texas Tech, who has played okay without JT Toppin, I'm still going to take Iowa State.
Yeah, Texas Tech still has some great players. Christian Anderson, probably an All-American point guard. He's great, but I think I'm with you. Iowa State's more well-rounded right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of experts that follow college basketball a lot closer. They have Iowa State as a Final Four team. They love Iowa State.
For good reason. Iowa State is so good. And I almost didn't even put this on the list here just because I'm so down at this point. Number 8, Purdue at Ohio State in the Schottenstein Center. Jake Diebler is 2-1 against Purdue in his tenure. Just food for thought. Food for thought.
Purdue's got to be mad. They just lost at home to Michigan State. They're motivated. If they want to get that double bye in the Big Ten tournament, they have to pretty much win out the rest of the way. I'm not sorry, buddy. I'm not riding with your Buckeyes. It's been a tough stretch here.
It has.
They look like a Nebraska team of the previous few years. Win a big.
They look like Penn State.
There. No, you're not that bad. Don't throw you that far.
Last game, yes. Against Iowa, we looked like a JV team.
I'm talking as an entire season. You look like a Nebraska team of the past, where you won a couple games, kind of gave the fans a little bit of an excitement, thinking maybe we're going to make the tournament, but you haven't won enough to get it done. So
that's been every year for the past 3 years for Ohio State.
Welcome to the Jake Diebler era, baby.
Yeah,
so,
he might be out.
Give me boiler up.
I'm going to go against my best interest and pick Ohio State. I just think Diebler always beats Purdue.
Thank you for the win.
And it's at home. I called that game last year and watched the Ohio State court storm. I have to.
Okay. Thank you for the win.
We're probably going to lose by like 30. 2 more. TCU at Kansas State.
Oh, this is a tricky one.
It's interesting.
K-State's played a little bit better at home, that's for sure. Coach Driscoll loves their effort. They're putting forth great effort.
He loves talking about the effort.
He does.
Yeah.
There's been some interesting scuttlebutt on the internet about Dream Dowling, the assistant coach, and what he's kind of.
Oh, I saw the picture of him sitting on the bench away from the
scuttlebutt going
huddle.
on with that. I can't take K-State. I can't take it. Give me TCU. I can't. Horny Toads.
TCU actually has stuff to lose too. They're on the bubble.
Yeah, they're on the bubble. Just give me TCU.
However, I can't help it. I want to see K-State get a couple more before the season ends. So I'm going to pick with my heart, not my head, and I'm going to pick Kansas State.
Okay.
Finally, I have a baseball series here, and there's already been one game played. Kansas versus Minnesota. The first game was played yesterday, and KU won 8-7. And these teams played a 2-game series last year in which it was split. And listen to these scores. Minnesota wins the first game 10-6 at US Bank Stadium. And the second game, Kansas run rules Minnesota 29-1. That's ridiculous.
Minnesota is a proud baseball program, but it has not been very proud the last few years. I'm taking KU and Dan Fitzgerald. He's a great coach. I'll take KU to win this series. They're already up a game, so I'm going to take KU.
They are. Minnesota was scrappy last year. They had some fun players. I called a couple Minnesota games. Shout out to Weber Neals, DH catcher. That dude can hit.
Yes, he's good.
He's
You're
awesome.
Right. He's good.
But I'm still going to pick Minnesota. Go Big Ten. That's your picks.
Picks of the weekend here on the Morning Blitz. All right, let's get to a break. We'll come back after a quick timeout, and we will wrap up the show with some 3 Up, 3 Down to wrap up a week here on the Morning Blitz. That's next.
H&R Block has many options to make filing your taxes easy. Our tax pros can help you get your max refund with or without the office visit. Drop in, drop off, or a tax pro can even do your taxes virtually. Send some pics from your phone without leaving home. Just another way Block has your back.
All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund.
Hi, this is Ashley from your locally owned H&R Block. We'll get you every dollar you deserve with or without the office visit.
Kick off 2026 ready for whatever winter brings. At Hoover Lumber, Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby, they've got the gear to start the new year strong. Get organized with rugged storage totes. And when the snow starts falling, if it does, power through it with Ego and Craftsman snow blowers. Or if it's just the light stuff, blow it away with Ego leaf blowers. And don't forget ice melt to keep your sidewalk safe all season long. New year, winter ready. Hoover Lumber, Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby. Helpful folks, trusted brands, and everything you need to get it done.
At F&B Bank, we believe local businesses are the heart of our community. That's why we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbor, your customer, and your biggest supporter. From the corner cafe to the hardware store downtown, we're walking the same streets, shopping the same shops, and investing in the same future, yours. We're here, we're local, and we're always in your corner. F&B Bank, banking built on community, member FDIC.
From the locker room to your morning commute, it's all sports, all the time.
That's what I'm talking about. Sport!
On the Morning Blitz.
All right, about 5 minutes left to go before we're out of here, wrapping up this week and the month of February. Believe it or not, it has flown by, as February usually does. It's a short month, and there's a lot going on, and so it's pretty quick. All right, as we wrap up the show here, I wanted to quickly remind folks, we talked about, of course, our college basketball in the region. Don't forget area college basketball this weekend. You've got Fort Hays Tech Northwest at home hosting Coffeyville as the Red Ravens make the long return trip back to the Northwest from the Southeast. And you've got Colby Community College hosting Garden City. Is Joel over there dancing like crazily or something like that? I see your eyes looking at Joel or something like that.
He's doing something over there.
Is he
I don't
doing
know.
his Dwight Yoakam guitar thing that he loves to do, it seems like, every single time?
Something like that.
It's hip thrusting, whatever he's doing. All right, let's get to it. 3 up, 3 down.
3 questions.
Let me ask you something.
3 answers.
Answer the question.
It's 3 up, 3 down on the Morning Blitz.
All right, I'll lead off with the question if you don't mind.
Go for it.
You're starting an NBA franchise brand new.
Oh.
Anywhere. You're starting one in Bozeman, Montana, whatever. It doesn't matter, wherever it is. Who's the one? But you get to pick one player to start your team with, and he can be on another team. Who are you picking?
Wemby.
Wemby is who you're starting with.
Easy.
Okay, piece of cake. I don't know if you have to think on that or not. You're taking Wemby.
No, just nobody, I think, has a brighter future than him. I like him a lot, but
he's very talented, no doubt about it.
That's for sure.
Shaved head looks kind of intimidating too, since he's kind of shaved his head a little bit.
I know, and he's like 7'3", looks like an alien.
He's crazy. All right, what do you got? 3 up, 3 down.
Most entertaining game that you've called, just first one to come to mind.
The one that always comes to mind is one of my first years. Actually, I've talked about with Coach Raymer because he was in it. 2027. It was 2017 or 2018? I think it might have been 2018. Goodland, Lakin, sub-state semifinals inside the old Colby Community Building. It was nuts. 3 balls by Raymer, 3 balls by a young man by the name of Diego Davia. And the crowd, it was a packed house. And, in the old community building, you were pretty much on the floor behind the bench is where you were. And you could touch down where you broadcasted from. You could touch down and hit the players' heads. You were that close. And so you could feel the energy on the bench, the crowd. Hair stood up on the back of your neck, and it was loud. And there were big-time threes and big-time runs. And Goodland won it on a baseball pass ahead to a guy at the buzzer. He missed the layup. Wentz Hendrich, flying in from behind, trailed it, tipped it in at the buzzer to win it. Nuts. Most exciting game I've ever called. Nuts game. 2018, I think, sub-state semifinals. Goodland and Lakin boys. That was crazy. All right, question number 2 on 3 Up, 3 Down for you. Do you have any odd secret skills or talents? You play a musical instrument. Can you juggle? Can you do anything else besides talk sports?
This isn't necessarily. I guess you can call it a skill. So I don't have it not quite as well as I used to, but I used to, especially when I was back home in like very early college, late high school. I did a lot of yoga, and I got really good balance off one foot, and I could do like a tree pose where you put.
Oh
one
yeah,
foot,
yeah, you bet. Yep, up
and
there.
I could stand like that for like a long time.
Interesting.
So there you go.
Thank you, Sensei. Yoga.
I don't have that balance anymore, but used to be able to do it.
All right. Next on 3 Up, 3 Down.
How many nuggets could you consume in 10 minutes?
Nuggets?
Yes. Like little McDonald's, Wendy's, whatever you're choosing.
In 10 minutes, I'll take a 20-pack.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Competitive eating makes me sick.
Fair enough.
Did you ever know anybody? Did you ever have anybody that you knew that did milk chugging contests?
No.
Oh, gosh. Never did it, but God, the horror stories. Oh, don't want to hear that for sure. All right. Final question for you on 3 Up, 3 Down. What player are you most excited to see this season for your Cleveland Guardians?
It's going to be a prospect. It's Chase DeLauder, potential center fielder. He debuted in the MLB in the playoffs last year, and he got a couple hits and didn't have the best stats, but he looked really good at the plate and looked like a big leaguer. And he was a first round pick a couple years ago, and he is supposed to be like just a pure hitter. So I'm really excited to see what he can do once we get him up full time.
Is he a high school or a college prospect?
College. Went to James Madison, actually.
Okay. DeLauder. Cool. All right, final question on 3 Up, 3 Down.
What's your favorite donut flavor?
I'm boring. I like just a regular glazed donut, to be honest with you. You can't beat the OG.
I was eating one during the break. So
I'm not gonna lie though. As I get older, I enjoy jelly flavored donuts. Those are good.
They're good.
But look, I love donuts. I'm not gonna complain. If they bring donuts to the studio, I'm eating them.
Redonda actually brought a bunch today, so shout out to Redonda.
Station Mom Redonda. We love you. Thank you. I'll take my donut. You can deliver it. That'd be awesome, but it ain't going to happen. So you can have 2 donuts, 1 for me. There you go. 3 up, 3 down. That'll affect your tree posing for you.
I'll fall down within a second.
Let's get to the walk-off.
And back lifts his ball high and deep to right. How about a walk-off Grady? Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime. Mahomes flings it. It's there. Hardman. Jackpot. Kansas City.
Once again, best of luck to every state wrestler competing over the next 2 days, as well as all high school athletes continuing their basketball seasons as well. With either first rounds, the final days of the first round today, and then the second round beginning on Saturday. Of course, don't forget to catch Colby at Hoisington on 100 Point Through the Ride with Connor tonight, and all of coverage of Goodland and Norton right here on KLOE. President Trump is getting together and having a meeting with a bunch of sports celebrities and dignitaries at the White House to talk about college sports. Have you seen the list of people who are in this grouping of people?
Haven't given it much thought. Well, who's there?
Nick Saban, Mac Brown, and Urban Meyer makes sense. But then you have like Tiger Woods and Adam Silver and, ESPN chairman Jimmy, Pitaro? Like some of the Notre Dame athletic director Pete Bavacqua.
Sure.
Random people.
I'm going to reserve my thoughts.
I just wish that they would. I wish they'd figure something out. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't expect anything to happen.
That's not going to be very productive, I would imagine.
That will do it for our program today. Have a great weekend. We will talk to you in March. It's been the Blitz.